Hey everybody, Marilyn Hughes of the Out of Body Travel Foundation. So great to be with you. Thank you for joining me. Want to remind everyone to subscribe to our channel, keeps us searchable on YouTube, and also consider becoming a member here. Memberships help us to keep our material available to everyone free around the world. For those of you who might be new to the Out of Body Travel Foundation, I have written 105 books, and all of them are available for free download at our website at outofbodytravel.org. Make sure you take advantage of that. Of course, our films, my artwork, paintings I did of things I've seen in the out of body travel state, music that I received in the out of body travel state is all available to listen to for free. And you can do that right here on the YouTube channel, as well as at the website at outofbodytravel.org. So check out the music here. You can also, there's a video that shows you the artwork that I did of the things that I've seen in the out of body travel state. So, sometimes people come across the YouTube channel here for the Out of Body Travel Foundation and don't realize we have this massive website full of resources. We have classes, seminars, we have classes on Udemy that are available. But we have lots of free things. Every one of my books at this time is available for free download, and that's 105 books that I've written. We have a completely free course of study that's available at the website. And we also have all these seminars and classes and documentary films available right here on the YouTube channel for anyone, anywhere in the world to watch for free. And that's why we encourage people to consider memberships, because the memberships help us to continue doing this. It costs money to host the websites and to produce the content, to, all the details that go into these things, copywriting content, getting the licenses to distribute the content, to make things available in print, in digital, in audible formats that we also have. You have to hire producers, you have to pay for production. There's all sorts of costs that go into keeping these things up. The websites require design, they require hosting, they require all sorts of SSL certificates. There's expenses just all over the place. But we do this because I was instructed years ago in a vision when the Out of Body Travel Foundation was founded in 2003. I had this beautiful vision that I'll share with you, where I was surrounded by the prophets, saints, mystics, sages, and ascetics surrounding me, all of them from all the traditions, not just from one tradition. They were Old Testament prophets, New Testament prophets, but they were the Hindu prophets like Paramahamsa Yogananda and the Buddha and the Jainists, Guru Nanak, and also, and Guru Nanak is Sikh, but the Jain prophets were there too, the ascetics from the Jain tradition. Didn't mean to mix them up together like that, but the Jewish sages, the great rabbis of old, all of these great people, these saints from mystics from all traditions were all around me. And basically, I was told at that time that I was to make these things available. And this was, in 2003 when it was a new thing. The internet was not quite new, but definitely new to me. And getting things to download at that time was very difficult. And especially, ironically, you'd think now, excuse me, how easy it is to download a book. Getting the Mysteries of the Redemption downloadable in 2003 was an effort, because at that time, remember, we had computers that had 4 megabytes of memory. So think back, it's been a journey. And now we have all 105 of our books. We have these films, documentaries, these classes. We have the artwork that I painted all those years, over about 100 paintings, I think, of things that I saw in the out-of-body travel state. We just released a couple of films, The Rites of Passage, prayer of the 12th hour, but thinking of the rites of passage. I did quite a few paintings that came from the rites of passage, the initiations into the mysteries, another film that we also have, the initiations into the mysteries. So you might want to check those out. I did probably about, I believe there's about 100 songs that were given to me in the out-of-body travel state. And that's all contained within what's called the Out-of-Body Travel Foundation Hymnal, a 5 CD set, but it's also download or listen to right here on the YouTube channel. And you can just check that out. Go down a little bit there and you'll see the Out-of-Body Travel Foundation music. And that was all attached to the time when I was writing the Mysteries of the Redemption. So we have so many resources. So go to the website at outofbodytravel.org and check that out. You know, we have newcomers. They come here, they see the channel. They don't realize that there are all these resources. We have 9 books alone on the how-to process of out-of-body travel, which take you from the very beginning stages to the very, very deep stages of out-of-body travel. And then we have all these experiential books, and we have Out-of-Body Travel in World Religion, and it just goes on and on. You know, there's 105 of them, so I could go on and on, but you can just go to the website and have yourself a good old time and see what you resonate with. And that's what I'd like to encourage you to do. So hello, everybody. We have MT, Anael, Adriana, John, and Andrew Stark Ether. Welcome to Angels. Thank you, Stark Ether. We have a new member. Thank you so much. And for all the reasons I was just laying out, Stark Ether 444, thank you so much for becoming a member here. Because again, those are all the reasons why memberships here at YouTube are so helpful to us, because it's a continuing income stream to help us to pay for all these things that we are doing. And why is it so important? Because if it's not free to everybody, then we miss the people out there who are in those corners of the world who literally could not access this unless it is free. You know, if you literally don't have it accessible to one soul that needs it, it's not okay. And this is what happened in that experience with the prophets, where they told me it all had to be downloadable for free. And then the paperbacks at the time, I was given a certain margin of how they needed to be in terms of how much they could be priced above cost. And we've always done that, always maintained that from the very beginning. And this is so important because we want to make sure that no soul is left out because of either their region and it's just hard to access, or because of financial difficulty. We want this to reach whoever reaches for it. And so thank you so much, Stark Ether, for becoming an angel. And thank you to everyone else who is already a member. We appreciate all of you so much. This is why it's so important, because it creates this continuing stream that helps us pay the bills, helps keep the lights on, keep the website up and running, keep all these little expenses, which are not little, but I call them little, but they're not little, keep them taken care of. And, these expenses are getting bigger and bigger because big tech is taking over, how these things are run. And it's just getting more and more difficult for smaller people to afford to do the things that we're trying to do. So grateful. Thank you so much. And it looks like Zane Abbas has joined us as well. And Nicole Berkeley, thank you so much. Hello, everybody. So we have quite a few questions that people have sent in. I may do a series here of live streams so that we can cut it up into several questions here. And of course, you are all welcome, and I welcome you asking whatever questions you have here in the chat room. So please do that. This is your questions. This is your time. but also please jump back in, because after I close out one live stream, I'll be opening another one, because I have a stack of questions here, but I'd like to break it up because otherwise they'll just be really, really long. So we'll just cut them down into pieces. So they're little bite-sized pieces. So again, thank you for that. Check out the website, outofbodytravel.org. And so here's a great question that I received from one of our readers, and this was I thought this was a great question, because this is kind of like a universal question that we get from people who have experiences. They start reading the Mysteries of the Redemption, come to Wisdom's Door, which are the things that most people will start with, and I usually recommend start there, and then they start having these spontaneous experiences. And this is so common, what you're going to hear here. And so I'd like to start with this particular question and experience that this person shared, because this is so common. So a lot of you might relate to this, and I would like you to hear it. So, hello again, Marilyn. I have made it quite a bit further in the Mysteries of the Redemption now, working through the original sin part and the evil part, and that was rough. Glad I kept powering through, though, and didn't stop there. Was happy to see your change in attitude so that you wouldn't feel so guilty. Having spent time in Protestant circles, there is a heavy focus on the grace aspect, so I was quite confused at how bad you felt, though I'm sure being shown all your darkness outright would be overwhelming. Though it does make me think of the joke people make about Catholic guilt. I think Alan Watts is the one who said they went and made it a virtue. LOL. So I forgot about that part of the question. Let's take that one on first. So in the end of the Mysteries of the Redemption, I do go through this great purification where I'm basically taken through what near-death experiencers would probably refer to as, the life review thing. But I'm going through it in piecemeal. So I go through it in pieces, and I'm shown things about myself, about my life. I go and see things about different aspects of my life, different parts of my life, and I'm ashamed of them. And, one of the things that I remember that occurred, and I was 29 at the time, 57 now, so like almost 30 years ago, 29 years old, I had one of the experiences during this was really going into an experience where I was shown that everything I had ever done was for selfish reasons. Even the good deeds I had done had selfish intentions behind it. And I had experienced how those selfish intentions had diminished the value even of my good actions. And I came out of that experience with such, wow. Wow. I think it took me 2 weeks to kind of come out of the intense low that brought upon me. And there were others, and one of the things I think he's referring to in this is where I talk about, and I literally had been moved to write about a period where I really reflected after being shown my own sinfulness and realized how much I needed the mercy of God. And I had realized like the arrogance we have as individual human beings. We're always thinking, oh, this person did me wrong. They need to apologize to me, and I deserve this and I deserve that and blah, 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 not seeing that we're not actually in the position that we perceive. I was actually in a position where I needed God's mercy more. it's so hard to put it into words, but I wrote about it and put it into words in the book, where I was in need of God's mercy and I was in need of the forgiveness of others. And I had thought that they were in need of my forgiveness. And what a humbling thing that was. I felt very ashamed of myself. And welcome, Wickus Vandermeer. And I hope I said your name right. We are so glad you are here too. So thank you for letting us know you are here too. You are very welcome to be here with us. Thank you for joining. I was very ashamed of myself because it is that pride, that human pride